So, game 4 of the London Regionals. And this time, I'm going to be facing a Porygon 2, which is a very bad matchup for me, because it takes 2 or 3 big hits to knock it out, and my team is very much based around just getting Okos. So, Porygon 2 is quite a bad matchup for me. He's going to lead off with the Porygon and the Suicune, and I'm going to lead off with my Suicune and Excadrill, and because of the bulk on the Porygon, I just want to start going for hacks, it seems. So I'm just going to try and flinch everything and miss the Porygon. I'm going to get on my Tailwind, outspeeding his Suicune, and he's going to go straight for the Scald onto my Excadrill. It's very unlikely to KO me, and he doesn't get the burn, which is really fortunate, but he Thunder Waves my Suicune, which is really bad because now my Suicune is going to be super slow and won't be able to make use of the Tailwind. So again, I'm just going to go for flinches because that's what you do in Pokemon. And it's going to do almost nothing to the Porygon. I actually dodged the Snarl, which is really fortunate with my Suicune, which is a special attacker. And Snarl's going to do a little bit to Excadrill, but it didn't really matter because he was going for the Ice Beam to knock it out. So the main point was the Snarl missing. That was quite unfortunate for him. Now I'm going to get my Snarl off onto the Porygon, and showing its bulk, it's probably like a 4 or 5 hit KO without the burn. So I'm going to bring in my Thundurus, and he's going to switch out his Suicune, fearing the electric type move onto that slot and bring in his ground type Thundurus, and I actually end up just Thunderbolting the Suicune. I really should have focused on the Porygon, double up on it to it this time, I think, with the Thundurus. But he's going to go for the Ice Beam onto my Thundurus, and of course I get frozen for the second time in the tournament, which is really bad because I go for the Ice Beam onto the Landorus, and it's an Assault Vest 1. It's not a Choice Scarf 1, so I would have been able to KO the Landorus with my Thundurus, or get a huge chunk onto the Porygon with a Thunderbolt. But of course I can't do that. I think I was going for the Protect this turn to stop the Ice Beam from KOing me and getting some more chip onto the Porygon. But I stay fully frozen, and he's going to be able to KO my Thundurus with the Ice Beam, so that was horrible. He gets a crit, didn't matter, he would have done enough damage, but I would have been in a great position if I'd have been able to get off the Protect with my Thundurus. Because of the Scald onto the Porygon, it would have probably been in Thunderbolt KO range, and that would have been really nice, but I'm forced to bring in my Salamence here, because I'm down to my last 2 Pokemon, and I am able to KO the Porygon with the Frustration from this range, but I'm not in a very good position because of the paralysis onto my Suicune. I won't be able to outspeed his Landorus in the back. He could flinch me to death. And here I'm going to pick off the Porygon with the Frustration, but he is going to be able to get the Ice Beam off onto my Salamence. Now my Salamence has some bulk, enough to survive normal Suicune Ice Beams, and it turns out he's actually able to knock me out in one shot, which is really unfortunate. I had to ask him after the match how much investment he had, and it turns out he had enough that it was an 18% chance to KO my Salamence, which was, again, really unfortunate for me. So I got the freeze and the high damage roll, which was quite unfortunate. So now he's able to just Mega Evolve his Charizard Y, he can just go straight for Solar Beams, and there's nothing I can do with my Paralyzed Suicune. So here comes the Drought, he's just going to Solar Beam into my Suicune, and he's also going to Snarl to reduce my special attack, so that I definitely can't KO him. I would have to get like 3 critical hits through the sun to KO him, but the game was over at this point. Solar Beam doing over 75%, which was quite decent damage because I'm not that invested in bulk. I've just got max HP, I think, or almost max HP, enough for the Super Fangs to activate my Citrus Berry. But here he's just going to Snarl, and because of my -1, I'm going to do nothing to this Charizard in the sun, which is really annoying. But I had already lost at this point anyway, so he's just going to finish me off with a Solar Beam. So now I am 2-2 in the tournament after 2 horrible freezes, which is really unfortunate. So let's move on to Game 5.